Hey, what's happening? Welcome. It is Thursday. It is Thursday night pint. Let's have a big old chat about Liverpool Football Club. Let's revel and bathe for one final time in the glory of a 7-0 victory over our most hated of rivals, and let's do it in the company of some brilliant people, Liverpool fans, and a former Liverpool player joins us this week as well. That and a whole lot more to come. We'll also be previewing Liverpool versus Bournemouth, which was really difficult to do in the podcast on Monday. It's slightly easier because it's closer, but let's be honest, we're going to jam-pack the show with as much Liverpool United chat as possible, because why not? Because it never happens, because people win cups all the time, but if no one ever beats their rivals 7-0. Right, before we dive into that and introduce our guests, it's time to look back on the week in Liverpool, and things kicked off at Anfield, where the FSG Outers took the next logical step in their protests, moving out of Twitter Spaces and hashtags, not into the physical world of protesting outside the ground, but obviously instead to flying a plane over Anfield, which actually proved two things. First and foremost, that not everyone associated with that is a bot or a fan necessarily of another football team. And secondly, it proved that they've probably got too much disposable income, if we're being honest. Secondly, probably a slightly bigger event that maybe overshadowed things a touch was that Liverpool beat Manchester United by 7-0. What a wonderful, wonderful occasion for us. Less so for United. It was their joint record biggest ever defeat, and their biggest defeat since 1931, which is a strange coincidence, really, when you consider that that was the year that most of their recent signings were actually born. Mohamed Salah moved things forward, became Liverpool's record Premier League goal scorer. 129 goals for him, takes him above Robbie Fowler in the pecking order, and of course goes further to cement his place in Liverpool history as one of the greatest ever to pull on the red shirt. Sticking with that game, Wout Weghorst, Manchester United's incredible number 10 from that game, and diehard Liverpool fan, was forced to apologise to Manchester United fans after touching the "This is Anfield" sign on his way out. He blamed it on trying to stop his Dutch teammate Virgil van Dijk from touching it, which is absolutely fine. Clearly that was what it is, and it had nothing to do with him just completing a boyhood dream of touching the sign of the team that he's always supported his entire life, as of course are born and bred red, like Kev the Red. Also, keeping up with the news from this week, Jamie Carragher took to CBS and the Champions League coverage with a refreshing lemon and lime beverage. I've no idea why he chose to go with that one and not Sprite. I can't imagine what it was in particular about 7-Up which made that so poignant a drink choice. But yeah, if you know what that was, if you let us know in the comments underneath, that would be great. James Milner received an MBE for services to football and for charity. Rumours that he also received it for services to football shithousery and having a tip-top social game have yet to be confirmed, but turns out we think that the King is just a big fan. And finally, bringing things full circle, John W. Henry has spoken exclusively to the Liverpool Echo, setting Twitter comments aflame with all of his crazy, wild talk of continuing to run the football club in a sustainable manner, making sure that they buy good players, the right players, and not just spunking money up the wall, whilst continuing to challenge for the biggest honours in sport. Wild. Absolutely wild and outrageous. Wild and outrageous, John Henry. If you could do us a favour, though, and actually buy some players this summer, that would be fucking great, because you're going to make me look an absolute twat otherwise. Anyway, right, that was the week in Liverpool. Thank you for joining us for the show. Keep your thoughts, comments, and anything in the comment section live here on YouTube, and then we'll read some of them out as we go along. But now, it's time to introduce my first guest for the night. It is my regular contributor, the wonderful man himself, superstar, Ste. Ho! Well in, Tom.
Nice chat.
Yeah. I'm always you could not have moved that couch back.
Yeah, that went far, that didn't I? Sorry, mate. I do apologise. I've ruined the set there.
You and Pajak have got a very heavy sitters.
Just heavy men. Just in general.
Yeah, I didn't want to be the one to say it. Yeah. Good.
I'm great, mate. I love the post-toilet chats or outside the toilet chats. They're great, yeah. Speaking to the lads about media, Cally's business, yeah, it's all great.
Excellent.
All great, yeah.
Brilliant stuff. Well, let's get the man himself in. Let's introduce 1/3 of Untitled Artwork, sensational artist and our featured artist of the week as well. Let's welcome to the studio, Cally!
Tight squeeze.
Right.
Hi.
Hi.
You made a straight beeline for the chair there.
What did you want me to do?
No, I was expecting, actually, yeah. Some sort of pirouette or a cartwheel or...
I'll do that next time I'm on.
If you had to do a football, did you have a favourite goal celebration of a footballer?
I used to like Heskey when he used to do the disco turntables, but I don't know, I didn't feel confident enough to pull it off, to be honest.
Didn't go for the Robbie Keane cartwheel, bow and arrow thing.
Yeah, imagine that. Just ruin the set.
Yeah.
Did John ever score any goals? We can ask him.
That's a great question, that, actually. Well, yeah, let's introduce our final guest. It is former Liverpool midfielder and championship manager wonder kid. It is Mr. John Welsh!
I think there's the roll.
Squeeze through there.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Smoother than me.
Smooth.
I'd have had no chance of getting through that, by the way.
Did you have a pre-programmed goal celebration?
No, because I probably wouldn't score, but if I had one, when I was a kid, I used to love doing Klinsmans.
The dive?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
So it'd be something along the lines of that, I'd say.
I was sheer arm up in the air.
Bore.
Well, I know. Listen, I'm a bit of
The missionary lights off sex of goal celebrations.
Listen, I was a right back. I never scored. Got like 2 goals. So yeah, but yeah, that was. I used to try and play cool, like and what?
Yeah.
Like Mario Balotelli, just postman delivering letters, kind of thing.
Just doing your job.
Just doing my job.
Yeah. Sad.
I said like, I was playing for Sunday League. I'm talking like professional football.
Yeah, John's like that.
Yeah, it's not better.
Yeah, did that down the pitch, did you, lads? Right, sound. I don't know if anyone knows, and it's not like I've mentioned it at all on the show yet, but we beat Man United by 7-0. Before we do talk about that, actually, I just want to draw attention because, John, it is the anniversary of is this your Champions League debut?
Yeah, would have been, yeah.
Bayer Leverkusen.
Yeah.
Um,
I didn't even realise myself. I seen it this morning on social media. I was like, oh, okay, it's all right, isn't it?
I know, yeah.
It sort of like hit me. It was weird because I don't really look back that much on like games and stuff like that. But when I seen that, I thought, I played in the Champions League. So and it sort of hit me, sort of like a weird, strange but good feeling.
Just swing a little text to Carragher and who did I come on for there, mate? Yeah. What was it? Does it feel like it was about 2 minutes ago? Or does it genuinely feel like
it feels like it was 20 years ago, which it probably was.
See that's the fundamental difference, Steve, is because when you've actually done the running, it does feel like a long time ago, whereas when you've just watched it does feel like...
Are you suggesting I look like a man who doesn't run?
I said no such thing.
It felt like you did, and you would be correct.
Do you know the weird thing about that game? It's like, I can't remember much of the game. I remember obviously doing it because I've obviously done it, but the one thing I remember about the game was the fans singing, that song, the Ring of Fire,
yeah.
And that always sticks in my mind about that game. Nothing about me playing or making my Champions League debut. It was just always about that song. It's weird. But I
watched some mad foreign highlight package of it from LFC history, and there's one highlight of you just crunching someone in the middle of the pitch.
Yeah.
Which seems like really out of character for
the Scouse midfielder.
Yeah. That's the only thing I could do is tackle. They're never going to score or anything. Just
Cally, I'll start with you. 7-0. I mean, to say we all needed that, I don't think any of us thought we needed a 7-0 win, but you know, a 3-0 win would have felt just as amazing, but there was something about it being that big a scoreline that it almost feels like it's almost like wiped away so much of like the fucking shit. But like it's been a crap season, and it feels like it's done a good job of like sweeping away loads of that.
Yeah, I thought so. I don't know whether it was Carragher saying that when he went into the game, he thought if we play our best and they play their best, we'll smoke them. And I was thinking, I don't know about that. I think they might have bridged the gap, but it was just evident, wasn't it, from the kick-off that it was like...
Were you one of the people kicking off when the team came out on Twitter?
I don't really do that anymore. I don't do it. Obviously, I try not to do it because you say one wrong thing and people just come at your throat. So
yeah, someone going this you. Yeah, you're going off from what a star Harvey Elliott is in a month's time, and it's got you go, what's he fucking star?
Yeah, I like to, because you don't know what you're going to get with Liverpool this season. So no matter what team he puts out, you're just like, oh, they might win 7-0, they might lose 7-0. So. Try not to criticise them before the game kicks off.
It was just beautiful, beyond beautiful. You know, I've seen lots of them. Just spoilers for what's to come in the middle section of the show, but we're bringing Rate My Take back, but we're going to rate the takes of professional journalists, media pundits and fans of their opinions of the game. But it was just fucking brilliant from Liverpool. It was just nice to be back in a world where you can feel like these lads I've got your happiness covered.
It's when you rely so much on them as well to dictate your mood. I suppose that's what makes it up and down. Listen, it was you can never expect 7-0, but Cally was right. There was a lot of and I was one of them going into the game thinking like you've always talked about like them on the way up, we're on the way while they're on the way down, and I felt like maybe it was turning a little bit again, and they're coming back up, and maybe we are down that hill. And I think it's just nice sometimes to just put someone in the place a little bit as well. But also, I think we just needed something, because you're right. You know, it's funny because someone wrote in, like when I was on the show saying, you know, I hope this really kickstarts the season. I was like, it's fucking March. Like, it's nearly over. It's nearly over. It's Easter next week or something. So like that's where it was at. But yeah, listen, mate, you said like you took a 3-0, you took a 1-0, 89th minute own goal, get the points on the board. But hopefully, because again, I mean, as referenced before, I've never been a footy player, but like, they look like lads who just needed the confidence boost. Even when they've been, you know what I mean, like, they just look like they needed that little shot in the arm kind of thing. And listen, what better way to do it? Just going, you know, the team who were like, you know, everyone's talking about like how good Man United have been and are and what they're going to become and what they're going to go and do. And they've just won a trophy. And then just to go and make sure, listen, there's still levels. This, if we're at our best, like you just said, then there's no comparison. If we just need to get back there.
There's just that thing, isn't it, John? As we were all raised on United being this like unkillable force. You know, they absolutely dominated the Premier League, and we're used to watching Liverpool when United are the team on top. You're dead fearful of them. Whereas it was just nice to have that reminder. No, United are still the team trying to get back on top. Liverpool are the team that have been on top for years.
Playing Man United is probably the one game that I look forward. Well, the two games I look forward to most of the season. And probably the club that I want us to beat every time we play them. And different fans will have the different opinions, and some will say Everton, but I always want to beat United. And I think going into that game, I was probably the opposite too. I was quite confident. I didn't think we were going to win that scoreline, don't get me wrong, but I always felt that we seem to always be up for it. I think the fans are always up for it, and being at Anfield under lights. And I thought, no, I think if we do what we usually do and get up for it and show a bit of fight and get hold of the game, we'd not win it comfortably, but I thought we'd give it obviously because it's been a bit of a downer season, we'd go on. I expected us to do okay.
What did you think when you saw the team? Because Harvey Elliott's the one that I think most people looked at and went, oh, you know, he's had a good few games leading up to this.
Yeah.
But Chet has just become everyone's favourite player since the turn of the year. It was a big call to put him in.
I thought it was... I didn't expect it, if I was honest. But I understood why he's bringing him in. The lads he had in there maybe gives a bit of a creativity going forward against them. The fact that he's a sort of Liverpool fan maybe goes with it, maybe give a bit of desire and passion in there. So I got the reasons why. I didn't expect them to play, but I understood the reasons.
It was a brave decision. Like the shit house me was going, I'd have played the banker free, because I was worried that their their midfield, where they might win the game.
Worried about Fred, where you mean?
More, in hindsight, that's fucking stupid, isn't it? when you put it like that, yeah, maybe it was. But just in general, thinking
about Fred and Weghorst.
Yeah, well, I was thinking Casemiro, Fernandes actually more so, and obviously one didn't play well, but both didn't play well. One got shifted out to the wing, and I was thinking the shit house move is to match the man for man and be more worried about what they can do, stopping what they can do to us rather than what we can do to them. And Jürgen is not that at all. He's always, what can we do to impose ourselves? If not who he's playing, he'll always go and do it, and that's why he's a genius, and that's why he's brilliant, because they identified Man United a big weakness in Man United's side, which is the man mark. And they couldn't pick Harvey Elliott up because he was just going everywhere, and him and Gakpo were just everywhere, and Casemiro's head was spinning. And like you mentioned before, Fred's quite not the best, is he? So that it was a really brave call from the manager.
I thought John point was spot on there, Cally, about Elliott though, because we forget sometimes, because look, there's an intrinsic thing sometimes when you got little lads with mad haircuts who come into football teams
in
to be a
Liverpool
bit
teams.
Yeah, to be a bit wary of it, like, you know. I can remember John Aldridge slaughtering Lucas Leiva for like the first 2 years of his Liverpool career because he had long hair and white boots.
Yeah,
you know, it's but in being a fan matters, and we forget that sometimes, that, you know, that means as much to him as it means to Trent, and as it means to Kurt Jones, and it meant to any of the people watching it in the stands.
Yeah, where's he actually from? London. Yeah, I think it's the Scouse connection's not there as well, though, even though he's a fan. I still don't go, oh, he's a young Scouser that's passionate about it.
But he is.
Yeah, so it's easy to forget, but yeah, I can't say nothing about her either, so...
You know, I thought, don't you?
Next point.
Yeah, I'm saying, mate, this isn't the couch of that. Fucking right out for that convention on this side. Without the political views.
That's what you...
But I was thinking before, like, you know when we play Madrid, and there's scars of playing Real Madrid, like Man United have got them, and it didn't take long for Liverpool to open them back up again. It didn't take Real Madrid long to do it against us, by the way. And I don't know, like, obviously John will know, obviously as well, but like, there must be certain teams where you think, we got them. Like, if we do that to them, they're gonna go under. And it felt like Liverpool really, you know, felt that. It was second goal goes in, and then they relentless. They never give up, and it just felt like those old, like, say, the 4s and the 5s and all the wins we've had after them in the last few years. It felt like Liverpool like really played upon that.
It felt to me, John, like that our first real glimpse of like Klopp 2.0. Yeah. And I remember going to the Etihad in Klopp's first season, and it was one of the first times we played 4-3-3, Bobby in the 10, and we tore them apart, and it was like, ooh, yeah, that.
Was that the 4-1, was it?
Yeah, well, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And you start and you think, okay, we can't do necessarily, we're not maybe ready to do this every week just yet, but you need to see signs that they're building towards something, they're figuring it out, and we're not going to beat everyone 7-0. Yeah. You know, we probably won't even get another one for the rest of the season, but that was what I took from it, was a real encouragement of like, I see what Gakpo does now. Yeah. And I can see why they want to put Nunes out on the left, and I can see why they want to put Elliott in the midfield and all that kind of stuff.
Well, I think he mentioned after the game, Gakpo, didn't he? He mentioned something about, Mane, and it's a different front three, and they're still getting to know each other, which they are. And I think when you've had the sort of joy of watching them three and the way they knew each other's games inside out, and they played really well together. I think if you change that, it's not always going to click straight away. And as you said, I think individually there was signs that they were, Nunes is one of my favourite players now, if I'm honest. Yeah. And you could see it individually that they were going to be good. It was just getting them to mix together. And I think, obviously, the signs of the Man U game, you see that kicking in. You see what Gakpo's dropping in. He's picking balls up. Salah looked back to his best. He looked awesome, by the way. Nunes was Nunes. So, I mean, if the biggest thing that matters to me is you see signs that they're starting to click together. And I think once you get that, I think the tides will surely turn.
What Salah hasn't always had with Firmino is the centre forward to like assist and score goals. Like, it's about, if it's an evolution kind of thing, Gakpo looks like he's probably got better finishing than Roberto Firmino. Like, I don't think I'm disparaging Roberto Firmino saying that he hasn't been like known for that really. His finishing. So if Salah's having him, because it always used to feel like if Salah was it might be for Mane, Salah and Mane with the assists to each other, or the full backs getting all of it. If Salah's now got an option to set up the centre forward, and we've seen him do it a couple of times now already. Obviously, the one at the weekend was just outrageous, and he had the one against Newcastle similar, where they look like they've got something going for them. That's where it might be different than the old front three, because the lad on the left wing he's not going to be Sadio Mane. whether it's Núñez, Diaz, Jota, whoever it's going to be who's out there, they are going to be different because there's different footy players. But it looks like if Mo Salah's having Cody Gakpo and they could be the link up, and then the left winger's kind of the one who does the more facilitating stuff. Then
there's got to be something with Salah where it's probably ego, but not in a negative way. When you say it, like it's having someone where he's now the elder statesman of that team. You know what I mean? He's the legend in that front three. All of a sudden, he's got these new boys, and when you put Darwin Núñez in there, he is a bit wild and he's a bit mad. And to be fair, he links up brilliantly with Salah, which is a bit counter to the point I'm going to make. But there is very much an idea of he's the tip of the spear. Pass the ball to him and he'll stick it in the back of the net. And it must be a great relief. All of a sudden, you've got Cody Gakpo there, and you're like, well, he's going to give it back to me. You know, he's going to make sure I score as many goals as I'm going to make sure he scores. And that just takes the pressure a little bit off Salah to be. Because I think, Johnny, I think he's struggled since AFCON. And I think he's been, I said this on another show, but Egypt's Salah, who has to be the main man, who knows he's the only one who can score. It's a bit like he's looking around now and going, no, actually, this is fine. I'm actually part of a functioning front three again.
Yeah. I think on the point you made about Gakpo and Firmino, I think if you look at their goals, you see Firmino's took a touch, and I think he got a little bit lucky. He's turned, obviously he's scored, and then you see Gakpo, he takes his touch, and that's an hard finish, that. Yeah. And to lift it over in that tight angle shows the finishing capabilities that he's got. But yeah, I think I'd agree with Salah, but again, he's used to different movements from different players, and sometimes that means a lot. You know, say Mane made different movements, Firmino made different movements, and he knew what they were going to do. And I just think with this front three, because there's just so much change, and obviously it's been a bit of a stop-start season, it's getting used to how people how to receive the ball, what are the trends, are they coming inside, does he go on the outside, does he drop in, do I make that run, does that space? So I think once all these things, they sort of figured it all out, I think they'll hit the ground running.
I want to talk about some of the United players, Cally, and I want to start with Lisandro Martinez. I am made up that he was rubbish. Made up.
Mark Ogden disagrees.
Mark Ogden does agree, but we'll come to that. But the point is like, I said this like a week ago, every season since Van Dijk's come into the league, there's this guy's the new best centre-half in the league. Forget Van Dijk. Van Dijk's past it. It's this guy. So it's Laporte or Diaz or Saliba. And, you know, countless other ones. And now United fans are all going on about Lisandro Martinez. Him just getting twisted inside and out. But Mo Salah was one of the finest moments I think I've ever seen.
That picture's brilliant. You've seen the picture.
He's looking the wrong way. He looks like, you know, the little fella who's next to an exit sign, and he's just looks like him, like he's just facing the other.
I mean, that's the only thing you don't want to do at Anfield is get turned into a meme, and like, I think he sat him down one way, stood him back up, sat him down again, and it just, I don't know. I think one of the pundits was saying if that would have happened under Ferguson, you wouldn't have spoke to him for 2 weeks after the game. So, yeah, he had that absolute nightmare. And
the rumour is he wanted to touch this as Anfield sign as well.
Right.
But
I mean, he doesn't. But I don't rate any of them. I've watched Man United, and even though they've been getting the results, same as a few spells last season and the season before, they get just little results here and there and go on a little run, but they don't play good football. They don't convince me that they're ready to challenge any, you know, in terms of any.
It feels very Rashford and Casemiro driven.
Yeah,
it felt a little bit like that for them. I've been saying for a while, I think they're good and I think they've got a good manager, but then again, I don't know, the foundations aren't amazing for them. Marcus Rashford's doing a lot of heavy lifting. Yeah. Who scores goals other than him? No.
But they look.
He score pens, does he?
They look like a team that is fighting for top four when you look at the players they've got, John, because that's you need to have a guy who scores goals, and then you've got a sprinkling. You've got like 2 or 3, maybe 4 really good players, and then they kind of drag the levels of the rest of them around. That's what United feel like to me, is that an injury to Rashford or an injury to Casemiro away from really, really struggling. They just haven't had that since it's come back from the World Cup, and they've been flying, but I don't think they're quite, as they're allowed to say, I don't think they're quite at the title challenging level that they've convinced themselves they are.
I don't think they're going to be able to do it week in, week out when it gets tough and the games pile up, and obviously this week will tell massively for them, because obviously I think they're playing tonight, are they? I think. So they'll have a game tonight, they'll play again the weekend. So I think things like that will tell. But I mean, I was made up because my kids we got 3 boys. They were talking positively about Man United, and I was like, "What am I doing? I'm doing something wrong as a parent here." Got three Liverpool fans who were saying Martinez is good and Rashford's doing well, and I couldn't believe it. So
And when you let them out the cellar,
I couldn't believe it. I was thinking, what's going on here? So to beat them that score, it just rubs in, because now they haven't mentioned it since, and every time they will, I'll just tell them to shut up.
By the way, Martinez, he's done Rafa Varane a favour as well, because he Cody Gakpo sent him back into the stands. Like he sent on that first goal, he goes flying, he goes that far, he goes off the screen, like he gets absolutely done as well. Both, like I say, like I'm with you, Cally. I think the like flaky is a good way. There's no game where they can go in. And even when they have won, you're right. I think
something like convincing.
But until this game, actually, I thought what they were getting them by. I thought they actually had a good mentality.
Yeah,
like they never knew when they were beat, and they never gave up. Even like the comebacks that they've had loads of comebacks, late goals, which that's Man United used to piss us off for years. That was what they used to do. These lads, I thought, these are strong mentally. That even at 1-0 and 2-0, I was going, right. You know what these are like? They're going to come back. They're going to throw everything. And they just literally chucked it in.
But they might ultimately have that.
No, they might, but they definitely chucked this one in.
I think this will tell if they're made of staying and stuff, because that's a big scoreline.
When you see your captain walking, asking to be taken off,
there was
ridiculous, unbelievable.
Well. He's had, after the game, Neville's had a go at all 4 of them.
I
and
don't
he's
think
like massive internationals as well.
Sorry, John. I can't remember who I was listening to, but he was saying that they've been pumped about 4-0 about 4 times in the last 18 months.
Well, City beat them 6-3.
City beat them 6-2 or 6-3. We beat them 7. They've lost 4-0, 4-0 against like
Brentford.
So people think,
good team, Brentford. Come on.
They don't disrespect them.
Sorry.
Very Brentford. But yeah, I don't know whether...
The lucky of Antonio never had 5-0.
Yeah, but the mentality thing hasn't been there for me. They get pumped regularly. Where's the
thing is, though, we've been saying this for years, if you want to get in the top 4, you just got to be less crap than the other teams trying to get in the top 4 a lot of the time. And we've kind of forgotten, because we've been at that super high level where you can only lose 1 game a season and you've got to put down 90 plus points to even have a sniff of the title. Whereas to get in the top 4 is nowhere near as that kind of high, and they're well in it. But I'd be really interested to see what happens now, and how they bounce back. They said they got betters tonight. The fact that that's an extra game, because they were talking at the weekend. It started to come out there. We've played a lot of games back to back, and the squad's not very deep. And I was like, but they weren't saying this a week ago. The squad was doing
momentum.
all right.
They was feeding off that momentum a week ago, weren't they? So,
but it's got a bit of like 13, 14, not quite, because that team is better for us, but where they're flying a little bit by the seat of the pants. They've got that momentum. They've got a bit of magic behind them. Yeah, exactly. But there'll come a point where it happens every season. That quadruple talk is like a curse. The second someone goes, "Oh, the quadruple," you're almost certainly you lose the next game almost immediately afterwards. It's mad, and look, they're still very much in the Europa League. They're still very much in the FA Cup. I can't see a world where they win the Premier League title. So they could still have a boss season.
There's no chance at all that they'll ever get near the Prem this season, is there? No. I mean, they're about, what are they, 16 points off the top?
I'd be shocked. Like I say, they could very much win a cup treble, and that's certainly on the cards for them. I'll go again. That'll depend on. And
then we get to remind them that it's a Mickey Mouse. But no, I'm made up that they're nowhere near as good as they've been touted, because I was really worried that they were going to turn up to Anfield and
do a number on us.
Yeah, but have more about them. But I know we said it jokingly on the podcast this week, but they're a Europa League team, and they've added some good players and Weghorst to that team, and that's not like it's a building process for them. I think it's very easy. Their fans are so desperate for them to be back. We've had them false dawns. We've been there and we thought teams were better than they were in any particular given moment. I just want them to go through that wilderness of a couple of seasons of not making that big next step. And when you think you're flying, you think you're on track, and they're just not quite. Basically, I just want Man United to be
be shit.
Yeah, I was just like, crap, yeah.
It's not that
As hard a time as possible. What's the most heartbreaking way they can be shit?
Just lose 7-0 for the rest of the season.
Yeah, sad, yeah. Plenty more in this game to still talk about. I said we're going to be talking through some of the hottest takes from pundits and co when we return for part 2. Before that, we have got our supporters club of the week. Take it away. Huge love to our supporters club of the week, Jacksonville. If you want to get yourselves featured on Thursday Night Pint, then email interact@theredmentv.com. Send us some video clips, send us some photos, and you could be our supporters club of the week. Right, it is time now to rate my take. You've got your thumbs at the ready. What we're going to do, I'm going to read through some of the takes from journalists and variety of people. We've got some video clips to play out, and we're going to decide whether we're having it or we're not having it. Simple as that. The first one comes from journalist Mark Ogden in his player ratings post-match, who said, Lisandro Martinez, despite the emphatic defeat, Martinez was outstanding at the back for United, and his awareness helped keep the scoreline down.
There's no surprise what that is.
Massively.
Do you reckon he was in the ground and he wrote that at 0-0? Or 1-0? He wrote it just before half time and he's just forgot to go back and change it.
Yeah.
He was outstanding and kept the scoreline down. He got 7-0.
It's like when you
Gotta
go
be
on
a
about...
family member or something.
Yeah. It's like when you see clips of Casillas when they beat them 4-0 at Anfield and you go, this boss game Casillas had, and you're like...
Full goal with it.
Yeah, no. So, Mark Ogden, who thinks Martinez was outstanding at the back for Manchester United.
He was outstanding in the
Holy
middle of
shit.
nowhere, facing the wrong way.
Genuinely. And look, there is a degree to which you're right. Like, Rafa Varane probably gets away because he doesn't get memed. And if it was the other way around, but the fact is he does. He's ended up as almost like the punchline of the entire night.
He's on the internet as a meme for 50 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, is it like damage limitation with them, isn't it? Maybe.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
like that was bad. We were crap back forward, terrible. No,
Outstanding.
Outstanding.
Yeah. I mean, I get if this was in like the United, if this was in like United We Trust or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, I'd get it. But like, that's Mark Ogden's a good journalist writing for ESPN, and he's looked at that and gone, I'm having that. Lisandro Martinez,
He's absolutely wrote that at half time.
Yeah.
Or he's just trolling.
Or he hasn't watched the game.
Yeah.
He's one of them.
He's just copied and pasted his ratings from last week and just forgot to change.
Well, yeah, maybe he was paying as much attention to the action as Lisandro Martinez was when Mo Salah was running at him. Like, right, okay, sound. Gary Neville sat down in the studio in the immediate aftermath of the game and delivered this assessment of United's performance.
I think the first half Manchester United were the better team. I think that in the second half it was about Manchester United's capitulation.
So that would be nothing to do with Liverpool playing
They
well.
played all right in the second half, no problem. They won the game 7-0.
You said they didn't play very well.
Well done, congratulations. I thought United first half showed authority.
So
and
you think Man United were the better team in the first half?
I do.
Not a chance.
John, Gary Neville thinks Liverpool played all right in the second half. A second half, just to refresh everyone's memory, where Liverpool scored 6 goals to Man United's none.
Yeah.
What did you think of Gary Neville's analysis?
Well, I don't know what game he's watched second half, but I sort of don't agree with him first half, but I think it was close first half. I think Liverpool have scored perfect timers before half time or just after second half. And if you go 2-0 up, then it's a bigger bonus. But I sort of get what he's saying or what he's thinking, but you can't say that Liverpool didn't play that well second half. That's not the thing.
I think we were minutes away from Ten Hag going happy days at half time. Liverpool had the better of the ball, but we had the better chances, and it's 0-0, and we have, and this place is going to get nervous soon. Because I think that's all well and good. But I think he went on to say Liverpool played all right, and this was more about Man United being rubbish. And I was like, I don't know, man. Like Mo Salah made your fella fall over, and Cody Gakpo's goal is just genius, and everything else that Liverpool did. Nunes got 2. Yeah, it was just he's And listen, I get it because he's a United fan. You forget that sometimes because I think he's a pretty good pundit at times. But like he's got like a blind spot when it comes to Man United. Like he's not good. I think Jamie Carragher is all right at analysing the pool. He'll call a spade. If the shit, he'll say the shit. If anything, I think he's harsher sometimes because he's worried that he gets called bias. If you get what I mean. Yeah. Neville's got this blind spot for Man United. Or he goes even now. Like I think they'll win next week when they've been beat like 3 games on the run. It's like. There's a real there's something about him which I kind of like you said the other day, like it's actually quite commendable because he is like a United fan. He doesn't air from it, but listen, mate, you can't say that they played all right. Liverpool played all right when he's a goal every less than every 8 minutes or something when they're scoring goals. Yeah, that's just there. That's just not.
But United were very, very bad. Like I do agree with what he was saying. It's hard to say how bad they were compared to how good we were when it's that much of a drumming, but. Liverpool was still boss. The goals were great goals, weren't they?
Yeah, absolutely.
Tap-ins.
Well, it's just you're right. It felt a little bit like if he was employed by Man United or the manager.
Yeah.
Then it reminded me a bit of Lampard last season with Everton when he come out and went, their goals weren't that good. Like you've just been battered, mate. It doesn't matter how good their goals were. It's all well and good. We're giving style points out now for it, which is mad about this one because Liverpool was scintillating at times, and United were a bit crap, but you don't. There's 2 teams on the pitch. United didn't just turn up crap. Yeah. They were made crap. The game got taken away from them and they didn't recover. So yeah, right. Gary Neville, I'm sorry, but I kind of agree with the first point, but I'm not having that Liverpool were only all right in the second half.
Cheers, Gary.
This from pre-match, aged like a fine wine from Rio Ferdinand.
Are you nervous about tomorrow? Is this a sign that United are officially back? Yeah, you're nervous.
This is the most confident I've been going into a Liverpool game fixture for the last...
Why is the mic wobbling?
For the last probably six or 7 years, this is the most confident I've been because you've got... I think Man United are on they're going like that.
Yeah.
Whereas Liverpool have stagnated, took a couple of steps backwards. So what a time to go to Anfield, and best place to win as a Man United player.
Rio Ferdinand says United are going like this. Liverpool have stagnated. It was the most confident he'd ever been going into a game, Cally. Rio Ferdinand has got an incredible and astounding track record of saying stupid things that come back to haunt him really quickly.
Sign a contract being one of them. I know.
Ollie's at the wheel.
Do you know what though? I always try and think of it from his point of view. If it was on the other foot, I'd have been thinking the same. I thought Liverpool would get a little result here, but he just always gets made to eat his words when it comes to the Reds, doesn't he?
Yeah, Mr. Meg died today.
Really?
Yeah, joking. The real one off the lottery, yeah, God bless. He would not be a replacement.
I was thinking,
he predicts nothing. He honestly, if you need your lottery numbers picked by anyone, you got Akron at the weekend.
Yeah, you got what's the opposite of whatever Rio Ferdinand's picked?
Honestly, God, it's absurd how wrong that man can be. Like, this is the thing. Like, we always say this with pundits. Like predicting things is dead hard. Like, it really is. Like, especially in Premier League footy. When you are so steadfast in your opinions about it, sometimes you can be made a show of. And he tends to do it quite often. I wonder, sorry, just a quick one. Like, I wonder how much like the players, Liverpool players, heard and saw all that. Because I think the mood all week was United are back. Here's Man United. They're coming to Anfield. Gary Neville again. This is the most confident we've been. We're up for this. We're going to go in there. A lot of their fans were bleating beforehand and stuff like that. We heard it all. Obviously, some people we know and that. And I do think sometimes like the players probably hear that a little bit and see things like clips of that and stuff. Like, I don't know about the old like pin it on the dressing room wall. I don't know if that's a thing anymore. But like WhatsApp groups or something. I bet there's a few of them like get on him.
Well, can we ask John Welsh? Did anyone ever pin anything on a dressing room wall in your career?
Yeah, good. But when I wasn't at Liverpool, I think it was Preston. I think, and something had been said. I can't remember what it was, but it got mentioned and it got pinned up, and this is what the opposition manager thinks, and this is his interview. He's done what he said. Use it as motivation, and that was the sort of team talk. So it does.
I love that.
It makes me so happy.
Honestly, it's so good, man. It's so good.
But I think even stuff like that, it rile the fans up as well.
Yeah.
You know, the last thing you want to do is go to a packed Anfield, crowd baying for Man United's blood and blood and thunder, and to say something like that, I think probably Man United players are probably thinking, "Shut up, will you?"
Yeah.
Because they want to go and subdue, quieten the crowd, and the last thing you want to hear is in their eyes, a legend of their club saying stuff like that. It's just
delicious.
The stagnation part as well. Let's not forget Liverpool. They were obviously shit, but the last 4 games, they had clean sheets going into that game. Two of those wins, one was at Derby and one was against Newcastle, who were high flies at the time.
And the best defence in the league.
Best defence in the league. We put two easy goals past them, so it's like we'll be really, the underdog going into it.
He falls into the trap of it's the fan thing.
Yeah.
Of like getting too carried away with stuff, which is great because like I could talk about his pundit mistakes all day long. It's absolutely amazing. Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, spectacular. But he wasn't the only one because you had Gary Neville was doing the same thing, and you had Roy Keane and him laughing at Graham Souness pre-match for saying he felt confident. Yeah. And don't get me wrong, I don't know. Would we have been saying Souness was stupid to say it? If
I did think that when I seen that clip of him, I was like, oh, this is gonna come back to bite him. But luckily, it never. He got made to look like a prophet, didn't he?
Yeah. I think that's where my head was. I was thinking. Yeah. I was just thinking we're going to be up for it. The crowd are going to be up for it. You know, we've had a bit of a crap season.
Yeah.
What a chance to go and put some smiles on some faces, and I just thought we'd be at it.
So, I mean, what do you think, Rio fair in that? Well, I think it's fair to say.
We don't need to...
Rio got that wrong one.
Yeah.
Got that one. He got that one a little bit wrong.
But I don't really blame him for saying it.
Yeah. In a nutshell, I'm just going to say, though, like, Rio...
just as a concept. The old concept of Rio Ferdinand.
Stretford Paddock, another channel in our sort of sphere. 2 tweets from them, one at half time. Hang on. Really disappointing end to the half. Fully believe in this team to come back as we have done so many times. And then post-match. This is their cup final in a trophyless season, whereas we've already won a trophy and are going for 2 more. Fucking brilliant.
Not as good as the accent, though.
Absolutely brilliant. I love, again, it just makes fools of us all.
Yeah.
But the fact that nobody saw it running away that much. What do we make, Steve, of this idea of, like, it was Liverpool's... In fact, actually, Tom, is the next clip about this as well? Great, I'll tell you what, we'll play the next clip and we'll do them both in one hit.
And does it hurt because it's them? Of course it hurts because it's them. But all they're going to win this season is the We Beat United trophy. So who gives a shit? Yeah.
Oh my God. I forgot how good that was. The We Beat United trophy.
I love it, mate. It's very reminiscent the first, but it's like asking a girl out and then she says no, didn't want to go with it anyway. I didn't like it. I was just messing. It was just banter. And then the second part is so amazing. It's so amazing because that's the only thing to Sam. He's literally won everything. We're fine. We've won every trophy that you might win, apart from that Europa League, which we're not in no more because we've been winning Champions League instead. It's like a knock on Liverpool. Like, oh yeah, you're just gonna. You're not going to win a... Oh, my God. Yeah, we're all disappointed we're not going to win a trophy. But what I think's really funny is, like, this is, like, the shittest we've been for ages. And this is the best they've been for ages. And we just beat you 7-0. And, by the way, we're 7 points behind us in the league.
And there's 13 games to go.
Yeah, yeah.
I saw there was a tweet doing the rounds of, like, it was a Photoshop of the Champions League parade, and it was like Liverpool parade, and there we beat Man United trophy thing. And then what I saw was a lot of people saying, I'd go to that parade.
Yeah.
If someone said to me, tomorrow we're going down the docks and we're just going to drive the team on an open top bus, I'd fucking go. What else? Why wouldn't you go? It wouldn't go to
we had
that.
a mini one in ours, me and the kids. Made up, bouncing around everything. This is upstairs banging, telling us to shut up.
For what it's worth, like, we always beat Man United now.
Yeah.
So it's not like new to us.
Well, someone pointed out, like, the outlier in the results is not, 5-0, 4-0, 2-1, 7-0 is us losing to them at Old Trafford in that game when we basically threw 2 goals at them. And I've also seen it mentioned as well. It's like, well, yeah, I'd rather win a trophy than beat yous 7-0. It's like, well,
you can win a trophy and not lose.
Yeah, but last season we beat them 5-0, 4-0 and won that fucking cup.
Yeah.
And then we won the FA Cup as well, and we went to the Champions League final as well. So yeah, it's boss, but you can do you can do both. You can win, you can beat your team and have a good season. Whereas in reality,
I was gonna say that. It wasn't either or for them. It wasn't a trade-off. I can promise you can win that game and win trophies. I saw my team do it last year. Like twice. Like honestly, it's absolutely fine. I love it, mate. It's like it's celebration police kind of thing. Like, this is all you're celebrating. Well, no, because we celebrated last year when we beat you 5-0, 4-0. 4-2 the year before or whatever.
Yeah. If you can't celebrate beating your biggest rivals, what are people in it for?
Yeah, and it's like 7-0 is a beating. It's not like it just you beat us, well done. We absolutely battered them 7-0 second half. You've made England left back, his head was gone. Your captain's walking around.
Crying.
Martinez, who you think's the best in the world at the minute, was facing the other way when Salah was running at him. Was a World Cup winner.
There's a lad on the goal line trying to clear the ball while he's in the goal. Like, I've never seen that before. I've never seen
the picture of him
when he's laying down.
Yeah,
I've never seen someone try and clear one off the line. But he's like 3 yards behind the goal. It's like, what the fuck's he doing? It was bizarre.
It's iconic, isn't it? It's like I'll be drawing pictures of that in 10 years still. Do you know what I mean? It's like I still do with the 4-1 at Old Trafford. It's one of them, and they do the same to us. Do you know what I mean? So
I want to pose a question because obviously, look, no one's going to say winning the cup's not an important thing. Both the 2 biggest football clubs in the country, Liverpool, obviously the biggest, Man United the second biggest in terms of major honours won. Just to clarify that. And so we keep count. We've literally got a wall with all of those victories. Inside the ground, at the training ground, outside the club shop and stuff. It is important, but I saw a question posed on Twitter of, will people remember that Man United won the League Cup in 2023 or in 10 years' time? Will people remember that they beat Manchester United 7-0? This will go down as one of the all-time greatest, most memorable games in the history of the Premier League and history of English football. And so what I wanted to do was test this theory. And bear in mind, I've just done this on the spot, so bear with us a moment. It's not a foolproof plan. I'm going to ask you guys some questions. I'm going to give you the year. I want you to tell me who won the League Cup that year.
While you're getting ready, can I just pose a question to you? Should we put an extra thing on the end of the Champions League? The Champions Wall, we have like a 7-0, and the picture of the trophy can just be Mo Salah taking his top off. I'm up for the parade, and I'm up for that.
Martinez facing the other way.
Martinez,
yeah, absolutely. Okay, sound. I'll give you a nice, easy one to start. Who won the League Cup in 2001?
Liverpool.
That was Liverpool. Well done. Who won it in 2002?
United.
Was it Chelsea?
No idea.
Nope. Blackburn Rovers.
Brilliant.
Really, yeah.
Who won it in 2003?
That was Liverpool, wasn't it?
That was Liverpool. Who won it in 2004?
No idea.
Arsenal.
Middlesbrough.
Brilliant.
Who won it in 2012?
Liverpool.
Who won it in 2013?
Stoke.
Swansea City.
I was just about to say that.
Give us time.
Middlesbrough.
I was going through the ashes. There you go. I think that reasonably proves the point we're trying to make there. Like, it's great winning trophies. Everyone wants to win trophies, but if you don't think that it's a good thing beating your biggest rivals with their joint biggest ever win, then you're wrong.
It depends on the trophy as well.
Yeah,
like you do that with Champions League, and it's a different story.
It's probably a League Cup point. This as much as anything else.
I think you wouldn't even like know the date or what it was. We beat them 7-0.
Yeah,
that'd be it. So if you think 7-0, first thing that pops in your head is Liverpool beating Man United.
Yeah, well, it's their worst defeat ever, isn't it? Yeah. Of all time.
Yeah, absolutely. That's
against the biggest rivals of all
their
time.
biggest defeat. It's a joint biggest defeat ever, and it's the biggest one since 1931. 1931.
I'm happy to be a part of that.
Couple more. We got more from the Manchester United's most famous YouTube son. Here's Mark Goldbridge.
He got a 4v3 in the last when we were 7-0 down. What's going on? What's going on? You're losing 7-0 and Liverpool have got a 4v3. Fucking stop attacking! Stop attacking! We're losing 7-0. You should have stopped attacking at 3-0. Where's your pride?
I have to say,
he makes a good point.
They should have stopped attacking. Man United, you should have stopped attacking there, boys. That might have helped you a little bit.
I actually like him though.
Yeah,
he's got a good personality.
Brilliant. You know what I'd love to see, like him in front of the Man United squad, like talking, like saying that. Imagine that in front of all that. Stop attacking.
Who was it that done that? Was it James Corden?
Was it? Yeah, James Corden did it for the England team.
I did that for it in front of Markovic, Coutinho and Sterling once, and then Jordan Ivan got told I wasn't allowed to put it out.
Really?
Yeah. It was good fun.
Sure, have we got that?
It's on a hard drive somewhere.
That's fine now.
Yeah.
Too long now. They won't care now. I need to see this.
Yeah. I told Raheem Sterling he needed to sort himself out and get the contract signed, and by the time we got clearance on the other videos, he joined Chelsea. Joined Man City, sorry. So, yeah.
Let's get that out. That's fine now.
Right, sound.
Markovic listened, didn't he?
We got the king of Mizuno boots. Right, sound. One more from perhaps the greatest Englishman in the game at the moment, just not at the weekend. Marcus Rashford said, "We didn't give up. That's nonsense. Organisation was bad, yeah. That's why we conceded the goals. I believe everyone was trying to get back into the game that much. We came away from the team's principles in and out of possession." So we already...
Can I counterpoint it?
Yes.
Bruno Fernandes walked away when the 18-year-olds skipped past him. There was a time when, rather than being defending for one of the goals, he's arguing with his goalkeeper for not getting the ball off him, and then just walked to his centre half and just shouting at him. He did give up.
He wants to
He asked to come off. He was literally giving it like he did give up. Marcus Rashford might not have given up.
Yeah.
But I can promise you, the lad who was in the goal, I'd give up. Because he just parked himself in the goal. like he sat down, and I can assure you the captain had given up as well. So.
Yeah. I mean, look, fair play. I mean, it was fascinating waiting for all the apology tweets to come out. Yeah. Great stuff. Absolutely delicious stuff. But Cally, they did give up. I mean,
at least, like you just said, then if the captain gives up, you're the captain for a reason. You're there to lead by example. So if you give up, essentially the team does, and they played like they give up. Do you know what I mean? But like I said, Liverpool were really good as well. So it's like,
mate, honestly, right, and this might be hyperbole. If I saw our captain ever do that, I would be livid. Like, I can't believe
the manager would get him off usually.
I can't believe, like, again, I've seen a bit of it, like, people defending him. He's played every game this season. He's been, but like, he literally jibbed it. He tossed it off like that. I don't know about you, John. Like, if you saw one of your teammates doing that in a game, you would absolutely want to boot him up the water. Like.
It wouldn't surprise me, because if it's known by us and the media who mentioned it, it'd be known by Ten Hag. It wouldn't surprise me if he's thought, "I'm not taking you off. You sort of got us in this position.
You deserve to stay on and face it."
And if you're asking to come off,
well, I remember Paul Ince going off in the FA Cup, wasn't it? When we played United, this is like 98.
Going back now.
Yeah. And he come off injured and who they flipped on him because like my captain should be
Harry Kewell in 05.
Yeah, but to the point, like Paul Ince at the time was the captain,
yeah,
and we bought him because he was meant to be this like steely fighter,
yeah.
And he basically just went, nah, I'm not going to go and die for the cause on the pitch here, and Liverpool threw it away, and that's your captain. The captain's armband matters. It means, I mean, like John, you've been captain plenty of times in your life. There's a responsibility that comes with that.
Yeah. I think you'd probably, as a fan, you'd probably like to see him go and kick someone, not get sent off, like, but show a bit of emotion, bit of passion. But I find it hard that your captain, not even your captain, I think a professional player wants to come off and is walking around. I mean, the lad skipped past him, and he just walked in like towards the opposite direction.
Yeah.
If I was a fan, I'd go mad at that.
Yeah.
I hope one of his teammates pulled him over it as well. I hope they would.
I think
I hope they would. Obviously, if I was a Man United fan,
I think someone like Varane, Martinez, or Casemiro,
even Rashford as well.
Well, he'd have every right to. I think someone like that who knew what was going on and had the standings to do it would have strung him up by his neck.
It's
really.
not like he was going to run off for anything, was it? Like, catch up with him, have a quick word there. Right, so Marcus Rashford says, we didn't give up. Nah, we did.
Some of you did, Marcus.
Some of you did, yeah. And it's fair to say that some of that team gave up.
Did.
Right, cool. We're going to take a very, very short break. After that, we're going to be previewing Liverpool versus Bournemouth. Stay tuned. Hey, what's happening? We've got a boss prize for all of our Club Legend subscribers this month. It's been 30 years of Liverpool partnering with Carlsberg. They released the special edition Liverpool Carlsberg cans, and we have got sets of them to give away, 8 in fact. To be with a chance of winning them, all you've got to do is either upgrade your existing subscription from Club Captain to Club Legend, or head to redmenplus.com and join directly as a Club Legend there. Your name will be entered in, and yes, you could have these wonderful, wonderful beer cans in your personal Liverpool collection. Look great on a shelf or a mantelpiece, or probably in your recycling bin. Get involved, redmenplus.com. Make sure that you are 18 plus. Only 18 plus people can win this, and obviously be responsible with your drinking as well. But yeah, look at them. Aren't they magnificent? And they could be yours. I was quite enjoying our pre-filming chat around various messes that we've been in over the years, and it got me thinking, like, what is the most you've ever woken up in the morning and gone, oh shit?
I don't believe I've shared this one on camera, and if I have, I'm an idiot. And then I was like, that's the most disgusting thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, check out Redmen Uncensored. The previous 5 episodes are available right now over on redmenplus.com. I mean, there's no way that this week's episode is going to those kind of depths, because Chris hasn't recovered. Like, I've not really recovered from Chris's story. I don't think he's recovered. He's been off sick since.
We haven't seen him.
Yeah, literally. He's been dead ever since.
He says he's sick. It might just be shame.
Shame and embarrassment from that. So if you want to hear that story, then go to redmenplus.com and sign up. We've got a code for you guys if you want to get involved with all that. Ste, I'm told, has totally updated what the code is in here. Did you do that? Did you say? Yeah. Okay, I'm going to read Ste. Oh, hang on. Head to redmenplus.com. Use the code TNP when you get a monthly Club Legend subscription.
Club Captain
subscription. Fuck! And you're going to get 50% off for 3 months. So effectively, it's £2.50 a month, which is like 50 pence each for all those previous shows. And then it's less than that when you add this week's show on top. Yeah, go to redmenplus.com, click join today, go through. When you get to the payment screen, put the code TNP in caps, and you can get your 50% discount, and then watch that, and then this week's Redmen Uncensored, which will follow on from this podcast. Right, weekend preview. Bournemouth versus Liverpool. Ste Hoare, it's been wonderful this week. It's been one of my finest weeks ever.
We've had fun.
It's been unbelievable. And I'm annoyed almost that we've actually got to go and play a football game and like think about it and move our lives on from beating United 7-0. But this is where we're at. It's Bournemouth now. This is not going to be fun. It might be, but it's not going to be the same level of fun. It's a team we're expected to beat. It's a team that has caused us a couple of issues over the years, going away from home, all that kind of stuff. The Reds need to just go and get 3 points by any means necessary.
Yeah, it feels a little bit after the Lord Mayor show thing. I hope the players aren't feeling like that. I'm sure they're not, like they're professional fellas. I saw them all training in the snow today, which didn't look too much fun either. So, but yeah, it's boring to say, but like it's switch on mode, isn't it now? Like these are the games where we're looking at what's to come, but you've got to go and beat Bournemouth, mate. There's just no bones, like two ways about it. What I would say, mate, like they caused us problems before they beat them 9-0. Like a few, so there's a caveat. They're the worst team in the league.
Yeah,
I mean, there's a lock there for Liverpool to go and get.
There's a slight argument to say that they're like
the Premier League tables at the moment suggest that it might be because that -9 goal difference we threw on them as well. Yeah. Didn't help them out, but yeah, you're right. Yeah, it'd be. I mean, imagine the pin that goes in the balloon if you beat Man United 7-0 and it pops the momentum by getting beat by Bournemouth. So yeah, you're right. What it is, mate, I always say when you go away to teams when it's their free hit and they are relegation battling, is that like they've got nothing to lose. There's zero pressure on Bournemouth. Like they're not expected to get anything out of it, are they? Their players go into this going, well, give it anything, give it our go. And worst case is like they literally beat us 9.
Yeah, but that is the thing, isn't it, Cally, that Liverpool just need to be wary of. And look, I'm not saying anything that won't be known to them, of course, but was a huge result of the weekend, and there is that party vibe that comes with it, and like the celebration, and just being able to sit back and soak up all the goodness that's followed. There's Real Madrid to come in the week afterwards. They're huge. Huge games, huge platforms. There is that bit of an element of you've got to win this game. It should be a winnable game. You just don't want anyone taking their eyes off the prize for this for any reason, because let's be honest, if you had to pick, we're all hoping that we get a mad result against Real Madrid, but that's on the realms of fantasy.
Yeah,
Liverpool can drag themselves into top 4 by the end of April if they want to.
Yeah,
but it's got to start at Bournemouth.
That's it. But this is the type of game we've slipped up in this season, isn't it? It's where we've had a really good few results, and then we've bottom of the league. You lose or you draw.
Your form's been shocking.
I'm scared about it, but I think we'll scrape a result. But it's one of those. It's another banana skin for us. And like you said before, to get top 4, you've just got to be not as shit as the rest of the teams. And if you can't beat Bournemouth, you don't deserve to get top 4. I
mean, John, that's literally where it's at, isn't it? Liverpool have got some big decisions to make in terms of personnel and what have you. But the good thing is hopefully, snowy trading sessions, who knows what'll happen there. If we don't get a mad injury in horrendous weather conditions when they've had them in whatever all season long, I don't know. But he's got choices, and I don't mean like hard choices in terms of oh God, I've just got to throw someone in there. Yeah. We're almost back to full strength in terms of who we've got available. Yeah. He can rotate and still put out a side that should be capable of winning both of these games coming up.
Yeah, and I think the players will be full of confidence as well, going off what's happened. They should have a spring in the step, really. There is a banana skin, obviously, and Bournemouth it'll be a tough game because as I mentioned, they're fighting for their lives. They need a result because of where they are. But I think that front 3 at the minute is just clicking. I'd be very surprised if he didn't go with that front 3 to start with. Yeah. And our players are coming back and need games, and he'll be thinking about Madrid, or he might not. Maybe he might just think, you know what, this is the team I'm going with. I'd expect them front 3. They're confident of scoring goals at the minute, so an early goal would be nice because I think that would just set us up to go and dominate the game. It's never as easy as that, is it?
No, absolutely. And look, we've had a week, Cally, between the games to get ready for this one. After Madrid, there's a 17-day break between games, so there's no real reason not to empty the tank in these two. The thing about Bournemouth, obviously, to be aware, Arsenal come back away with the late winner last weekend, but they did cause them a little bit of a shock. Arsenal battered them in that game.
Yeah.
You know, something to be wary of. But anyway, look, what are you doing for this one? You agree with John? Go with the same front three for this?
Yeah, I think so. I think that just the way they're starting to click now, they're starting to find each other in the right positions, and I think if they play them, I think we'll get a result. But I couldn't guess the scoreline if you paid me.
I reckon I would just pick the exact same team.
Yeah.
1 to 11. Yeah. No need not to really.
Wouldn't you try and toughen up the midfield a little bit?
No, I don't think so, because like I say, I'm back on the Jurgen train of just going to hit them.
Yeah.
What I would say, but mate, they're not hard to score against. They are not good at the back. I know, like you mentioned before, Arsenal, it took them a long time, but you're right, they were all over them. Bournemouth actually were clever. The first goal was like a kick-off set piece, which you don't really see many of those before these scores. So like, they did score a couple of good goals.
They tried like the Mighty Ducks flying
and
kick off.
They threw everyone on one side and they kicked it the lad on his own on his other. It was genius. How Arsenal fell for that, I don't know. But I will go again, because I'm with John. I just going. The best way to start to get is score early, and then you want them thinking, right, this is done.
Yeah.
Like Eddie Howe kind of did it. Let's just we're not. I know they were down to 10, so it's different. Like. Right, we'll declare here and we'll focus on next time. That's what you want Bournemouth, because there's nothing in it for them. If you can get it, you know, especially with Elliott, he's the one thinking of that fourth attacker. Just go and do what you do to him, and like say, oh, again, I might be wrong, but hopefully they just jib it. Not like Bruno Fernandes jib it, but they start thinking, well, there's a game next week that's a bigger one before we go away, because obviously they do play another league game. We're the only ones really with the Fulham game. I think Bournemouth playing another one, so it's like yeah, you might as well. That's what. So I think you go at them. There's you know, where they are big in midfield, they've got big lads in there. But like, so did Man United. I don't think it's like that big a deal.
Well, we made the points. They've got the worst defence in the league. They conceded 51 goals in 25 so far this season, which, you know, like Everton have only conceded 38. You know, they are. I mean, and to your point earlier, 9 of them are us. So there is a little bit of something there. Our form against them has been great. I think in the last 10, we've won 8. Drawn 1, lost 1. We haven't lost to them. I'm gonna have to click over. Go on, Sam. Give away the magic sauce like I knew this off the top of my head. We haven't lost to them since December 2016, and that was away. We lost 4-3 in that one. The less said about that one, the better.
Yeah. But you want that consistency as well. Now that they're starting to click, you want them to get as much time together as you can. So starting this game together to just be.
I think if you're Bournemouth as well, you're probably thinking, no, after that game, you know what I mean? 7 goals against a good side.
Yeah, and if you're them front three, you're thinking, aren't you? Like, you know, there's goal. You're talking about goal. Like strikers are greedy and strikers want the goals. You're going right. Mo Salah's going right. Here's a chance for me to get at it.
Absolutely.
And probably all 3 of them.
All 3 of them. Like, here's my chance for me to go and fill my boots a little bit and get my numbers up. So yeah, it's whether it depends. Again, I don't think it's weird to say this, but like, I think the point you made there is the good one. Usually, if it wasn't for the horrendous result we had against Madrid, it might be you're picking a team based on what you're going to do in Madrid. But I don't think we can afford that luxury. I think this game in a weird way is like the one that is like we'll see who we've got for Madrid and we'll try and pull the miracle out of it. But for now, like, we have to go and be Bournemouth. So you're not saving anyone for the Bernabeu when you flee.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose I agree with the notion on that. Is that I just wonder whether there's maybe like you maybe give Trent 60 off on this one and put Milner right back for this, not for any other reason than just Trent's played a lot.
I think you do the other way, mate. I think you try and win the game and then take them all. You've got 5 subs now.
Yeah.
I would go at that.
Have you?
I know. No, but I think that's something that, like, I think it is. It's a change in mentality, isn't it? But I'm the other way around. I reckon you go and
kill them off,
and then get them all off if you want to, and that way you can get Jota 1 minute in his legs and Bobby on again, and that way you can save legs. I think it's too big a gamble to even. And also, I think you're almost like.
But is that because we're shit houses? Us, by saying that?
Yeah, no.
Because to my head, if I was being bullshit, I'm Jurgen Klopp. I'm sat there going, do I need this? Do I need to have me?
What are you resting for? You haven't played for a week.
Because of what you need in Madrid. Because I don't think we're going to go and win 4-0 or 5-1, whatever. But I think we've got to go and win in the Bernabeu. I think we've got just like 1-0. 2-0, you've got, and you want to have a little bit of freshness. I want to make sure I'm looking at Fabinho, Trent, Henderson.
Saturday to Wednesday? Yeah. Saturday morning to Wednesday. I don't know, man. I can't. I'm not having that.
I'd go the other way, you know. If it was me, I'd probably play Trent against Bournemouth and I'd probably rest him against Madrid.
Really?
I'd play Milner.
The Brendan Rodgers approach to throwing the Bernabeu.
Well, you can't concede there. And I know Trent brings his qualities going forward, and I understand that.
Shot, yeah.
I think you've got to be solid. If you get a solid 4, maybe one in front, and then just let the rest go and try and score as many as they can. But just if they 1-0 to Madrid, and it's probably game setting match, isn't it? So
yeah. That's an interesting one. Again, it's the point where we have these conversations because they're not set in stone. But Jurgen's had this. It's weird because there's many examples of him just going, now same team.
Yeah.
As there is him going to games, going, now we're miles better than these. I can make me two or three changes. And it's just that thing for me. I want to go and see a big display in the Bernabeu. I want to go and see us at the peak of our powers. And I think you need Fabinho's massive for that. You know, and I think we're rehabilitating him at the moment, and he just feels like he's slowly starting to turn the corner.
You could put Bajcetic in for Fabinho. There is options. You are right in saying, but like if it's me, I'm the other way. I am focusing on this game, and then I'll see you, and then I'll look on Sunday morning who's left, right, and then we start winning by Madrid then, and then trying to think of a way you can try and pull off the miracle of all miracles. But I think again it's weird because you're right. If that hadn't happened in that second half, this is the type of game in years gone by where, like, I know he doesn't play anymore, like Nico Williams would be at right back in this type of game, and you see this would be the game where he'd make those changes. But given what happened in that first, like, I think that, and where we are in the league table as well, fair enough. It's mad, innit, because we can go fourth if we win as well, because we play first. I think that's quite significant as well. You know, it's very rare. When's the last time we were there? So you're going then, you're saying to Tottenham, right, ball's back in your court, go and beat Forest. I think Newcastle got Wolves, I think, maybe I can't remember. But like either way, you're saying, right, ball back in your court, lads, you're going you have that, we're all off, like we're off to Spain.
We've done this before, haven't we? We've done this with City for years. You know, we win, then they win, back and forth. I don't think them clubs have had that. So the pressure will be on them at some point. Yeah. And I just think they'll have a little wobble at some between now and the end of the season.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with the idea that this is the most important game, because like you can have the greatest game of your life in the Bernabeu and win. You could lose, you know what I mean, and still play out. You can outplay them and lose.
Like Liverpool at Barca. That's fine. Liverpool battered Barca, didn't he? Yeah. Away and not be 3-0.
Yeah, exactly. So you're right. You shouldn't be taking any eyes off this, but I think that understanding for us of like, that means it's got to be this particular 11, whereas that's the beauty of this, is that I agree, I would rather see the same front three start, but if he starts Bobby Firmino, fine. If he starts Jota, fine. If he starts Milner at right back, fine. If he brings Bajcetic back in, fine. Whatever. There's a number of lads there. All of a sudden we could make 3 changes, not see a drop off in quality, and then maybe just have that extra spring in our step if we need it for the Bernabeu. But you're right, some of the fixtures that are coming up this weekend are interesting. It's mad how my eyes always drawn to Chelsea, and at the moment they're just no one's business when it comes to top 4. Tottenham hosting Nottingham Forest. It'd be lovely if they could continue to hurt teams, not just us. That would be wonderful. As you mentioned, Newcastle hosting Wolves.
Sunday, isn't it?
On the Sunday at half 4 on that one. Fulham host Arsenal. It's Man United Southampton is one that I've just got a sneaky eye on, because that's another one, and we're having this conversation about us, or we should be going and winning that. United should absolutely be beating Southampton, but we all know from our history of watching football that Southampton and Man United games are weird sometimes, really weird. And that's a mad little underwhelming test, whereas they will all be going, now we'll win that one. And they are that kind of team that does just crop up and cause problems. And I don't know, I'm holding hope sneakily.
You're eye on third, haven't you?
I have.
Yeah. I think we're going to finish third. I don't think it's out of the realms of possibility to catch a 7-point lead in 13 games for this Liverpool team. Although they've had the troubles this season, they could go and win the next 10 and no one would be surprised.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
And I've been surprised a week ago.
Oh yeah, of course.
But weirdly,
with all the players back after beating United 7-0, if Liverpool won 9 out the next 10, you'd be like, well, yeah, they've got the quality to do that. Yeah. How many times have they done that over the last 4 years?
And the thing is, they've got, at the moment, the one they're up against Betis in the Europa League. They've got the Southampton game to follow. They've got Betis again. It's like next week, just because they forget as well. Those Europa League rounds are thick and fast once you get through once you get back to the knockouts. They've got the FA Cup quarter final against Fulham as well coming up. Then when they come back from the international break, they've got Newcastle away, Brentford, the Ev, which is obviously an absolute foregone
Bye,
conclusion.
Mulligan.
Yeah. Forest away, Chelsea at home, Spurs. They've got, you know, they've got some tricky fixtures. We have too, for God's sake. We've got Chelsea, Arsenal, and City to come. I don't think it's that order, but yeah, after the international break. But yeah, why not? Why not dream? So, what do we think the score is going to be, John Welsh?
I'm going to go. I'm quite confident. I'm going to be positive. I'm going to say 3-1 win.
Nice.
I reckon 1-0 clean sheet again.
4-0.
4-0. Yeah, why not?
Why
It's
not?
only me that does the big 6-0.
8.
Yeah, why not? No, I honestly, you know, it'd be nice just to win.
Yeah.
Just like goal in either half.
Scrappy one.
But like, I mean, like, just don't break a sweat.
Yeah.
You score, you don't overexert yourself, you make all the substitutions you want to make at the time you want to make them, everyone walks away, clap the away fans, get on the coach, go home,
do the job.
Get ready to go for the Jollies in Spain. I could live with that. We need more of them wins. We haven't had enough of them this season.
Only Everton we have now against.
Yeah, genuinely. Right, sound. Yeah, if you want more from us, then do come and check out Redmen Uncensored, which is, you know, generally less football related, but we will be picking John Welsh's brain at his time at Liverpool Football Club, of course. And more besides that as well. And of course, all the back catalogue that I've mentioned already by heading to redmenplus.com. Use the code TMP and get 50% off that subscription. That code won't last long. We'll run that for a little bit and then it's going to go away because, you know, we like to put time on things because, you know, be motivated, get some boss content in your life. Other than that, I just want to say a massive thank you to our guests for joining us for this week's Thursday Night Pint. Thank you so much for everyone who's joined us. And I do want to highlight the quad Bob pointed out, and I missed one of the greatest comedic opportunities to point out that the show started at 7. I'm fucking so annoyed with myself. I'm so very annoyed with myself. Right, okay, anyway, that is it. What a wonderful week it's been. Long may it continue. And Thursday Night Pint will return at 7 next week.
Hey everyone, thanks for watching that show. Did you know if you go over to redmenplus.com and sign up as a Club Legend subscriber, you will get access to our amazing Discord chat, 20% off merchandise, live tickets every year for free, plus all our incredible content, and you'll get absolutely everything right as it happens. So get over there and do it.